You can change it a little bit, but we've already done that. We've changed it as much as we can by having a civilization. This is just going to screw everybody. You can't tell a little girl that they're garbage for being a little girl, and you can't tell a little boy you're garbage for being a little boy, and do that their entire childhood and expect them to grow up and be normal people.
In Sweden, I would say, is that our boys fail in school, not the girls. Our boys are committing suicide, not the girls. So the problem today in Sweden is with the boys. If you have this law that you should treat boys like hens, it implies that you should not behave like the boy you were born to be. It should not be the government who tells our kids how they should react. It should.
That's what people don't understand. I don't know. They love the government today. I don't know why people love politicians. That's who the government is, politicians. But the public schools. That's our government. Why is our government doing stuff like this?
Should be up to them. And I would like our kids to be kids. But the means of making this happen, we disagree.
In your mind, what would be a better way of doing things?
You cannot solve a problem by doing totally the opposite way. I think then you create new problems.
I think I was expecting him to be a bit more hard.
There was no problem. There is no problem. Nothing needed to be fixed.
Line. In a weird way, he kind of seemed to agree with some of the values of the gender-neutral kindergarten, that it should be up to the individual, except he doesn't think we should erase boys and girls as categories.
While adults will clearly disagree on how to teach kids about gender, it's ultimately the children who are affected. Swedish kindergartens seem accommodating to rainbow families like Dell's, but I wonder if ordinary Swedish society is as open-minded. Dell takes Mika and Nico shopping. As soon as we enter, people start staring.
Okay, now I want you to watch them walk in, and I'm going to try to freeze it. He says that everybody... This is what I'm talking about. These people, they can't handle life at all, okay? Nobody is looking at him or freaking out about him. Nobody is doing anything, and there's a big crowd, so... these people, if you just stare in their direction, they think they're going to just make up some story about how they're being oppressed.
Is as open-minded. Dell
Look, nobody's whatever.
takes Mika and Nico shopping.
I mean, these people are walking out, so obviously they're looking in their direction.
As soon as we enter,
Look, nobody, who is looking at him? Who is looking at them? This girl is obviously looking, but she's standing right there at the door, and they're coming in with a camera. You know, of course he's going to look. One person out of, what, 30? And keep in mind, they're carrying a camera into the store. Obviously, some people are going to look, especially when they're already, when they're a foot away. No one is looking, but he's being oppressed.
people start staring.
Oh, they start where?
Yeah, I'm so used.
Look right here. Nobody is, this woman walks by and she looks down at his dress or whatever. That was it. It's like she's walking by. That's what people do when they walk by. They look at you, okay? But nobody's doing anything to this guy.
To it, I sort of blocked out, but sometimes.
Nobody's doing. Look, nobody's looking even really. And he's literally in a crowd of people, and I don't see one person that's just looking at him.
Notice, and then sometimes I stare back at them.
See, now that lady looked down at him. Oh wow! Oh, is that the impression he's getting? Because she looked out. So what? I'm sure that everyone that walks by someone, that you put your eyes up and down a little bit. Wow, that's it. How he's being oppressed, huh?
And it's like, what the hell are you looking at? You think you look so good compared to me? I don't.
See, nobody's looking.
Oh, what's beautiful.
Nobody, look at the background. Nobody's looking. Look at the back. No one is looking at this guy.
There may be a little bit of you, but...
Look, nobody. Look at the background. No one is looking at these people.
But I don't know. Wow, check this out. Go ask Mama what she thinks. When I get...
But the kids, they hear that. He probably, every time he goes to the store, why are these people staring at me? Why are they so evil? They just hate me so much. What is that doing that to the kids?
Puberty, I started growing a beard. One breast developed, one did not. my genitals were a bit different. I still thought I was female, but I plucked my beard in secret for years and years, and I did have shame. So I think every time I go out looking gender non-conforming, you could say, I think that does something. It's like a way of being micro-activist.
They bump into a
Look at
family
this.
they know.
Nobody's looking at him. Look at it. Nobody.
Hey, Corey. Hey, Magnus.
Hey, Mika, why don't you like it when people ask hen? When you ask Mika about gender, Mika doesn't always seem to want to talk about it. Why do you think that is?
I don't want Mika to be forced to choose hon, han, or hen. I mean, I think you heard that Mika is like...
If he doesn't want him to choose, why does he have everything gender neutral so that this kid is so confused? He's gonna, and I guarantee you, this guy, this so-called father, right? I bet you $1 million every day, 100 times a day, says, "I'll love you if you're non-binary." I bet you 100 times a day he doesn't say, "I'll love you if you're a boy." I bet you that little boy that looks like a girl has never heard the words, "I will love you even if you're a boy."
Like Mika will say hen because I say hen. I think Mika does and probably will model themselves more on me. I try not to put my obsessions onto Mika, but I do believe that Mika has the ability to choose. If Mika decides to be a dude, then great, that's fine.
That little kid doesn't even know what it means to be a dude. Everybody in his life is just non-binary.
Grandma Margareta arrives to take Nico to the park. She didn't seem convinced about the gender aspect of Dell's parenting, so I want to find out how she really feels.
Nico, he told me today I'm a boy, so I think he really knows what he is. And I hope that when Mika feels that he's really a man later, that he has no problem to be a man then.
You said when Mika feels that he's a man. Do you think when Mika's older, Mika will feel that they're a man?
I don't know. He likes flowers and he likes pink, but he is always playing with cars. If you give him a doll, he's not so interested.
But he does like wearing dresses, so maybe he'll always like both. Do you think that could create any problems?
That's a question. Does he like to wear dresses, or does Dell like that he wears dresses? So that Dell has always said, look, I have bought a nice dress for you. Want to try? I don't know. Sometimes
She doesn't know. This man has given his entire life to gender bending and doing gender bending stuff and making everybody else be gender benders, you know what I mean? But you see what he did to his house. And he puts him in a school like that. This poor little child, this is child abuse.
you're worried about how will it be in school for Mika when he comes with dresses and long hair, and would he get one on his nose from the other children? Of course I'm worried about that.
Mika is leaving kindergarten soon, and Dell wants to find an understanding school for Mika. Steiner schools are progressive and focus mainly on play and creativity.
Play and creativity. That's what they concentrate at this gender bending school. And then they're going to grow up, they're not going to know how to be a man and be a woman. So their relationships are all going to be crap. They're going to be depressed. They're going to be, we all know, we see the blue-haired, metal-faced people out there.
But interesting also that was the first question people get trained so early it's like we don't know how to act with you if we don't know if you're a boy or a girl. Maybe you have... Yeah,
that's because boys and girls are different. Double standards are actually good if they're, logical or whatever. Just like a double standard for a lion and a gazelle. You give one meat and you give the other one plants. That's a double standard. Yeah, you do that because they're different. It's common sense.
You haven't had a circumstance where kids might be bullying another kid or policing them and saying, but you have a penis so you shouldn't have long hair.
What are these people always? They're like, this guy is living in a privileged, especially in Sweden. It's like 100 times worse than it is here with this privilege that they have, this entitlement to push everyone around and be crazy. Who is? I don't understand. If anyone goes against them, they're tyrants. They all just flock on you and try to destroy your life. Who is? They're the tyrants. They're the bullies. Why are they always acting like they're afraid?
Next week there's a parents meeting, so I will get to meet the parents of the kids who Mika will be going to school with, and it's very important to me that they understand when their kid comes and says, Mika has a mappa, what's a mappa? To they say, no, that's Mika's papa. I don't want them to do that, so I have to write a letter. Dear parents, Mika, our soon-to-be 6-year-old child, has a varied gender expression and 2 parents, a mama and a mata.
This guy is in heaven. He grew up where he got picked on for, this 1 in 10 million guy got picked on, okay? So now, look at it, look today. He's the bully. He has all the power. Look, I'm special. Look, I'm going to write you a letter telling you how special I am, and I'm going to tell you how you have to treat me and how you have to, call me by my pronouns and this and that. I am important. My rights are a lot more than your rights are nothing. I am everything now, and making my child into me too. What's funny is these people that they'll have the whole family will be trans and non-binary. The whole family. I looked up one high school in New Jersey, 778 students or something like that, almost 800 students almost. Only 15 of them are straight, and they're not non-binary, trans, or whatever. They're just normal people. 15 out of almost 800. That's not brainwashing. That's a lie.
We are non-binary, part of the larger trans-masculine spectrum. See, the problem with this is I doubt that they even know what any of this means.
I know, 'cause we're all stupid. He's the smart one. He's better than us, you know what I mean? That's why he should have more rights than us, because he knows better.
I don't even really know what trans-masculine spectrum is.
Oh, really?
I'm supposed to know about these things.
Okay. Let me explain further.
You could hyperlink out.
Yes, let me have your attention. Can I? I'm an attention whore, and that's why I do all this kind of crap, because I have to have attention. I was starved attention growing up because I was intersexed, and now I need attention, and I've been bullied, so I need to bully everyone in my life now.
What I really want y'all to know is that I promise not to discriminate against you on the basis of either your sexuality or your cisgender.
They're talking about 5-year-olds. Why are they always talking about 5-year-old sexuality? Why are they always concerned that 5-year-olds know about everyone's sexuality?
Heterosexuality.
Yeah, okay. You may not have ever heard.
It's just like the strippers, the drag queen strippers. They're basically gay strippers, right? They dance in bars for money. They're always trying to read to children, but I've never heard them try to read to the old, the handicapped, the people some people in the hospital. Only children do they want to read to. No one else that needs it. Just children.
While the language around gender identity has evolved to include more people, to those unfamiliar with these terms, it can be difficult to grasp.
Yeah, all you have to do, right, is to join their club, and get all this privilege, all these extra rights that nobody has, all these abilities now to just bully and push everyone around. All you have to do is join their little club. And just say you don't even have to be trans, you don't even have to be non-binary, you just have to say you are. And then you can join the little club of the people that get extra rights.